What's going on, guys? It's Queens and Buns here with a new video for you guys today. We're going to be going over the class subs for the new Velvet Show DLC characters, Mira and Jackal. So, just saying, guys, if my voice sounds a little bit monotone, it's because it's like 11 o'clock over here, and then my parents, I don't really want to scream right now, so I don't really want to wake them up or anything like that. But so, that's the only reason I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna be talking a little bit low. So, get into the video and show you the first class setup, which is for Jackal. So the classes for Jackal, the one I use the most, or the weapon I use the most, is PW. But let's go over the C7E first. So for the C7E, it's for it, like I said, it's your own preference, so it doesn't really matter. This is my class setup, and if you like it, you can use it too. So what I use is the ACOG side because the ACOG side is the best side for me right now. Other than the holographic side, but for me, I have the ACOG side and the compensator, which uses the recoil for overtime, spread time, or rapid firing, which is this is an automatic weapon, so it fires fast. So you need a compensator so you can lower down the recoil and stuff. It's pretty useful. And for vertical grip, that's I use it too for weapon recoil. Sorry, and sometimes I will use the vertical grip. I mean angle grip. Sorry. And because it's basically a quick draw. If you play Call of Duty, you know what quick draw is. It just you ADS faster. But for this gun, I use vertical grip, and of course the crossfade camo, the new one that came out, and my cat. And for the PDW, this is the gun I use the most. I use the same thing, well, mostly the same thing. Well, it's basically the same thing. It's it's called ACOG sight, and since it's 2.5 magnification, and it's pretty good. And the compensator, overall time rapid firing, the capacity of this weapon, the bullets of this weapon, it has 50 and it has a fast rate of fire, so you really want this compensator. And you, of course, you really need the grip, vertical grip, because it's a fast shooting weapon, so you really need this. And of course the crossfade camo and the lucky cat. Pretty cool. For the secondary, I use the E-12 most. So the class I use is just the reflex sight and a crossfire. For the USP, I don't really have I have a class for this, but I don't have a camo for it. So because I don't really use it, so I just use the muzzle brake because it's uses recoil with every single shot fired. So it's pretty good, pretty good. But I mostly use the ETA and then breaching charges and stun grenades. So yeah, this is the class setup for the Jackal. Check out Mira's class setup. Mira's loadout, of course, the vector kit. Her weapon's the vector. I just call it the vector kit because it's the most common name or whatever. But I use a holographic sight because it's basically replaced iron sights way better than the actual iron sight. Unfortunately, there's no ACOG for this, so the best sight right now is a holographic sight for this vector. Sorry. Compensator, since it's a fast shooting weapon, you really want that recoil control, or really want to control that recoil. And the same thing for the vertical grip. You really want to control that recoil with the vertical grip and the compensator. Of course, I have the crossfade camo and my cat again. For my shotgun, I sometimes use a shotgun. It's the same thing since there's no ACOG sight, and I don't know why you will use an ACOG sight in a shotgun, but I'll use holographic, and I use my ruby camo and my little koboon, or my little origami boat charm here. This one, but the shotgun is pretty OP. I don't really use it. I personally use a vector kit because it's a lot better, and then of course it's a long range rifle. And of course I don't use the USP. It's the same thing. I just use a muzzle brake for this one. Nothing really that special. And for the E-12S, I use the same thing as the secondary as the Jackal. I use a reflex sight, but for this one I use the cobalt camo and the lucky cat. Pretty cool. I like my cat. And then there's the deployable shield and nitro shell.